Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Director of Operations for BNI Arizona, and each week I come to you providing a weekly education nugget called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education for watching. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's edition. Happy June, everyone. I can't believe we're in June already. The Power of One report will be sent out today, so stay tuned, everyone. I hope that you have all worked really hard to increase your participation in BNI, because if you utilize that Power of One report to really set your goals within BNI, and if you put in the work and the consistent habits within BNI, you're going to see bigger and better results. It's called Business Network International for a reason. You got to put the work in to see the results. So stay tuned. Power of One is coming out today. And then we have leadership and support team transition coming up. So guys, it starts next week. Can you believe it? So one of the things that I wanted to touch base on is the very beginning portion of the leadership and support team transition, because it can get confusing and people think that the nominations are something completely different each year. So I want to explain what to expect, because the link is going to be sent out on Monday. So literally in just a couple days, I'm going to be sending out the nomination form. Now, with the nomination form, guys, when I send out the link to all members, what you're going to do and what it's going to request is that you personally nominate who you would feel that would make the best next president, vice president, assistant vice president, if your chapter has one, and secretary treasurer. Now, you can nominate anyone. You can even nominate yourself if you are thinking that this next year is your year to take the chapter to the next level and really level up your own leadership. Make sure to nominate yourself for one of those roles. Now, with those nominations, the only thing that you can't, or the only people who you can't nominate, are those who are currently in a leadership position. We do ask that leaders and chapters do a complete swipe of the leadership team roles if those leadership team members have served a full term. Now, we do realize that some chapters have changed roles throughout the year. So if someone hasn't served a full term, then yes, they are eligible if they choose to continue in the role. But here's the reason why, guys. So the reason why we want to rotate through those leaders each year, one, is to level up more leaders. If a chapter continues to have the same leaders rotate in and out of the leadership positions, then all the members are going to continue just to focus on those same members. You want new people in those roles because, one, it helps level up amazing members throughout the chapter to then participate in these different roles, and it helps level up their leadership team skills. And it utilizes all of the people who were in previous leadership to level up other pieces of the support team roles, which is also really, really important. And you'll notice that if a chapter just continues to use the same people, one, those same people will get burnt out, guys. Leadership burnout is totally a thing. Now, the current leaders may feel right now that they're game to continue. But here's the thing. Halfway into the next year, they're going to be wondering why in the world I said yes to doing a second year. It always happens, and I've personally been in that situation. So please, 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 current leaders, do not say yes to another term. Let's level up new, amazing leaders, new members into leaders, and get more members to experience those roles. And the other thing, guys, you don't have to have a lot of BNI experience to serve in a leadership role. You could be brand new to BNI and serve in a leadership role, because everyone goes through training. Everyone's going to learn how to do the roles. That's the great thing about this whole transition period, is that everyone will go through training at the end of August, early September, so that way everyone's on the same page when it comes to the transition starting October 1st. Because we even have brand new chapters launching all over the valley where everyone is brand new, everyone is rocking it in those leadership positions. So please know, so for our seasoned members, I know that there's a little mind shift thinking that you have to have experience to be in leadership, and that is totally not true. So as long as everyone goes through training, anyone can be a leader as long as their personality and their professionalism and certain character traits match for the role, because that is also important. For example, with the president role, you need someone that's high energy and is going to control the room in a way so that way they are captivating and people pay attention to the president, right? If you have someone that's super low energy, it may not attract a lot of amazing people because people may be bored attending the event. So you want to make sure that you have the right people in the right seats. And we're going to go over all of those different characteristics, what it looks like, all that good stuff. So when I send out the nomination forms, not only will you get to be able to nominate for those roles, I'll also include a document that has all of the characteristics for each of the roles too, and the responsibilities, what's involved in each of the roles. Because in addition to nominating for the leadership positions, and even if you'd like to nominate yourself, you could 100% do that, you're also going to select the top 3 roles that you personally want to help support the chapter in. So every single member can have a role in BNI. It does take a team effort to create success for the chapter. So it really is important to have as many people as possible in the different roles. One of my favorite roles is vice president, and I also love membership committee because you get to know all of the ins and outs and everything behind the scenes. It's just what I loved about the role, and I guess that's what I love about my current role because I get to know everything about all the chapters. But you really want to make sure that you hone in on what you are going to just be a rock star at for your chapter and really dive deep in being that go-to person for that role. And going through the training and learning all of the different things that role is responsible for. Each role is only responsible for a few things, so it's not a lot of work. If I hear that all the time too, I don't want to participate in a role because I'm too busy and it's too much work. Well, we're all busy business professionals, guys. That excuse is no longer valid. It's no longer valid. Everyone's a busy business professional. It's really how you show up to the chapter, to your chapter members. So say yes to an amazing opportunity for this upcoming year. It really will, 1, help level up the chapter, level up yourself, both personally and professionally. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the new leader names coming through for this next year and looking forward to working with all of you. Now, we are in summertime, guys. So as a reminder, as you're planning your vacations, guess what you should also plan? Your substitutes! So make sure that you are not leaving your chapter high and dry with not sending anyone in your place and getting an absence. Yes, BNI has an attendance policy where you're allowed 3 absences in a 6 rolling months, but why would you want to take an absence unless it's something last minute? Last minute things totally happen. But if it's not last minute, everything is planned. And if you don't send anyone in your place, 1, that's not great visibility for your own business. 2, that's reduced energy and everything inside the chapter meeting, and you're leaving your members high and dry. So whoever is the feature presenter that day, you are saying that you don't care if someone's there to watch them present because you didn't care to send a substitute. You didn't care to plan it. So plan your substitutes, people. There's so many great resources for substitutes. One of the easiest resources is to connect with former visitors. Now, as long as they haven't been a serial visitor and visited more than twice, check out your chapter visitor report in BNI Connect and look to see maybe who has visited over the last 6 months to a year and represents a category that you guys don't have, so that way you can invite them back and be a substitute for you. Make sure that you prepare your substitutes, send them your weekly presentation ahead of time so that way they are prepared, because that also helps build your visibility and credibility in your chapter. So make sure that you're doing all the things to build the best VCP for you and your business. And your chapter will love you for it as well. If you have an absence, it is noticed. So you don't want to have the absence on your attendance record if you can't help it. So or if you can help it. So make sure that we're planning the substitutes, especially during summertime. There's plenty of resources. The chapter visitor report is a great one. You can also connect with fellow BNI members in other chapters. The rule, guys, when it comes to visitors visiting chapters, chapter members visiting other chapters, when they're substituting or just visiting for the first or second time, they can only give a presentation about their business if their category is open 2 times per BNI year. Regardless of who you are, guys, it's 2 times per BNI year. It helps with the ongoing growth of all of the different chapters, because if you have the serial subs, if you call on the same people all the time and then they're also able to give a presentation every single time, the likelihood of the chapter growing and adding that profession is very, very low. So it actually trumps and negatively affects the chapter's growth if you continually have the same people. Plus, you want new people. The best referral that you can give your fellow members is a new person to come to the meeting, whether it's a visitor for the first time or someone new coming and substituting for you. They don't have to be a business professional. They could be a friend, family member, or someone from your own business. It can be so many different options as long as you prepare them ahead of time and that they show up for you in your business. If a substitute doesn't show up for you, it is an absence. But you want to make sure that we're preparing them as much as possible. So if you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. But stay tuned for the Power of One that's going to be sent out a little bit later this afternoon. Looking forward to all of the 100%ers to see who we have on the list for this month. And as always, guys, make sure to go log 1 Chapter Education Unit for watching. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.